Trying, trying to figure this, trying to figure out this TikTok. Hey, this is my first time going live on here, right? Track viewers, keep it up. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is funny to me. I am doing well. I am doing well. Thank you. All right, listen. I don't know how many people's actually going to jump on this live, because I know I haven't did a live yet on this platform. So I want to say peace and blessings to everybody that's here. That's number one. Number two, this is the only legitimate page. Okay. I've been seeing like duplicate pages of me. First of all, I don't solicit readings on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere. Enough to do that, I want to put this out here. If you see this video on another page, it's not the legitimate page. This is the only one page that I have. Okay? This is the only one. I decided to go live. It's because I wanted to have a conversation about, there's a lot of things I'm seeing from the offspring of, or I should say the descendants of the people who came and invaded America. And the comments I'm seeing is them talking about all the injustices and things like that they see going on in America, that there's no God. They're making statements like, would God be involved with this, and this, as they're seeing their world crumble right before their eyes. And I titled this live called The Hypocrisy of America, or The Hypocrisy of Americans, because I think that we're living in an era where we're forgetting the history. And I think that people don't realize that you leave out the same way that you came in. It's called karma. And I was watching this guy's video on TikTok. I wish I could remember his name, but he was really like going off about Americans and how they forgot God and all the policies and things like that are changing in the laws, where they're going after people and violating and, the lack of morals and things of that nature. And they're talking about how, this isn't of God. But I'm looking at him like, well, wait a minute. Was it of God whenever your forefathers came into America and invaded the indigenous and misplaced the indigenous, enslaved the indigenous, reclassified the indigenous to crayon colors, made shit up, created a supremacist system where these people only benefit? Was that of God? I just want to know. Was there anything godly about that? And I think that what's happening is that they're seeing the world crumble the same way that the indigenous people of America saw their world crumble when they were invaded. Because see, what you're dealing with here is another invasion. The only difference is that the people that were at that thought that they were at the top of the food chain now finds out that they're not at the top of the food chain. There's something much more sinister that's at the top of the food chain that's now eating them alive and killing them off, enslaving them, imprisoning them. And they're using their forces to move against any dissidents of those people's descendants. Okay? Their world is crumbling down right before their eyes. That shit already happened to us. Get it? We've been living in that for over 400 years. Right? And I want to be clear about something. The indigenous of America are prisoners of war. So I don't want you guys getting caught up in the slave story, because that's not correct, and the manner that they're teaching it. We are what you call prisoners of war. All right? And so I just really got to thinking about this for a minute, and I was just like, the audacity of some of these people pretending like they forgot how they're able to even be in this country. They forgot how they got to be in the controlling sectors of this country. They forgot how they've been able to establish themselves. They forgot the one system that they're constantly using to suppress other people that are from this country and those that are new that are coming into the country that don't look like them. They're forgetting that. And so now what I see happening is the tables are turning. And so now their world is crumbling and everybody has something to say. But nobody had anything to say when the indigenous were out here getting killed unjustly by their people. No one had anything to say when they saw our people getting overly incarcerated. No one had anything to say when they put laws in place to keep certain things in check for them, for their comfort levels. Nobody had anything to say, right? So they demonize people because of how they look, because of how different they look, not because of anything else. It's just because they look different. And now you're dealing with a greater enemy that can't stand humanity, period. And that means that the people that were utilized to put certain systems in place, those systems are now being utilized to oppress everybody. Only difference with us is that you really can't oppress us because we've been oppressed for 400 years. So the shit that they're dealing with, we've been dealing with. So therefore, we're not really feeling it the same way they're feeling it. We're dealing with self-destruction and self-hatred of ourselves. That's what we're dealing with right now. Okay? Because we bought into narratives that don't have nothing to do with us. We bought into other. Let me go out here for a minute. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. It's people that look like us that are helping oppress us, and neuromelanated people. That is correct. That's exactly what's going on. And that's what I mean when I say that we are self-destructing ourselves. Our biggest enemy is us. It's not anybody outside of us anymore. Our biggest enemy is us. Okay? I can't even get caught up in the shit that I see going on with everybody else in the politics and things like that because all I do is see them eating themselves. And that's what you're looking at. They're eating themselves up. They're eating themselves up. Okay? And for those of you that are listening, I want you to understand this is not a race-bait conversation or anything like that, but I will always speak truth to power. Always. And I call the shit as I see it. And sometimes when you call the shit as you see it, and it's some real truth, it's some truth that people don't want to deal with. It's facts that they don't want to look at. It's things that they don't want to talk about. It's another side that they don't want to look at. For those of you that are currently on this live, if you were a part of my Telegram channel, could you let people know I'm on live on Telegram? I mean live on, Yeah, notify my Telegram group. Let everybody know I'm on live. Okay? We live on TikTok. Share the live, encourage more viewers to share. Grand Rising, seek more light. Grand Rising, what is your Telegram group name? It's called I Am the Realest to Ever Do It, the same as here. Okay? T.me, if you got to have the Telegram Messenger. Okay? T.me, I am / I am the realest to ever do it. Okay? I'm on Telegram. I got a lot of people on my Telegram. You know, that Instagram is out of control. You know, I got a lot of followers on that Instagram, so I'm looking to build up my followers here. It's good to see you too, fam. I literally just told you the link. T.me, I am the realest to ever do it. The same way I spell it here on TikTok, the same way I spell it on Instagram, it's the same way I spell it on the Telegram. But you must have Telegram Messenger in order for you to be able to see it. Okay? I see more people coming in. I know I ain't been live on here, fam. I know. It's crazy. Can you type that? Are you serious? I don't even know how to. Let me see how to type things in here. Is that the part where it says interact? No, they're blowing up polls and all types of shit. How do I type on here? Tell me how to type. I'll type something. Yeah, t.me, put the / I am the realest to ever do it. You forgot to put this / baby. Put the / in there. Thank you, King Todd 999. I appreciate you, fam. It says some comments were filtered to protect the community's experience. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing lives on here. I just I was nervous at TikTok at first. I know there's like millions of people on TikTok. I get it, but I was nervous to get on here. All right. So I just kind of wanted just to touch on that a little bit because I think it's just really funny to me just to see how the tables are turning. And for you guys who are saying that you don't see any changes or things like that, all you have to do is just open up your eyes and start looking around you. That's all you have to do. Just open up your eyes and start looking around you. Grand Rising, Carbashito, Grand Rising. All right, so now's the opportunity, now's the time that I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to ask me anything that you want to ask me, okay? I want you guys to ask me any questions that you may have for me because I know I'm not really on here like that. I'm going to start coming on here to start doing lives and talking about things. But if you have any questions for me, now's the time for you to ask your questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. What do you do? I am what you call a quantum healer. I do a lot of healing on the quantum realm where I assist people. I have a program called the Quantum Karmic Cleanse where I help people get rid of the karma from past lives so that they're able to be free. Now, the karma that you accumulate in this lifetime, you have to do shadow work for. But the Quantum Karmic Cleanse allows me to go in and clear out the karma from past lives. And what that does is it begins to start shifting your life because you've been living out curses and things like that from your ancestors or karma from your ancestors or karma from things that you did in your past life and you're coming back in and you're repeating the same cycles, okay? It's a very powerful program. You could say it's a never-ending program because what it's designed to do is it's designed to bring you back to your full total self. Okay, and I mean the different aspects of self, okay? So, but I'm a quantum healer. If you want to see what I do, check out my website called shopisiswisdom.com. Go to shopisiswisdom.com, and you'll be able to see all the services and things like that I offer, okay? I have a full-time staff that assists in this process. Go check it out. I think you guys are going to like what I have to offer there, okay? Last time I spoke, someone said, how's the guy Rashad Jamal? The last time I spoke to his wife, which was 2 weeks ago, I mean, he's still in the same position he's in, but he's doing okay under the circumstances. When I spoke to her, she told me that they had him in a room with all white light or white walls, if you will. He's been on lockdown 23 hours out of the day, which nobody knows why he was placed in that. He's in solitary confinement. Nobody knows why he was placed there. One of the other things that some of the people had pointed out was at one point they had removed his case off the record, so when you would go to look for him, you couldn't even find him on the record. People started making a lot of noise, and then they had to put that case back up. So them devils are definitely doing what devils do, but he's good. Yes, Ash 0413, it's the cosmic reading. Go to spiritual consultations on my website, shopisiswisdom.com, and you can do the cosmic reading, and that's when I break down and tell you who you really are, what your purpose is, etc., etc. shopisiswisdom.com, and I'm the one who actually does those readings. I don't do every reading that's listed on that site. I have staff members that are very good at what they do. The only 2 readings that I actually perform on that site is the cosmic readings and the E5 readings. The E5 readings are currently sold out because so many people have booked me for E5 readings. It's ridiculous. So I had to close that out for right now until I get caught up. Thank you, Rising Phoenix 78. I really appreciate you. Hard feelings if you're not down. Let me see what the questions they have. Thank you for the ice cream cones. Okay, what's a way for a beginner to start their shadow work? I want you to go to Amazon.com and I want you to look up this author by the name of Quinn Barber. Quinn Barber has a shadow work book called Momentum. I definitely promote that book heavy. That's the sister who wrote the book. She's actually on my Telegram channel. I actually had her on my YouTube channel, and I interviewed her and a couple other sisters about the importance of shadow work and healing. But shadow work is simply you being able to confront the shadow parts of who you are and then learning how to implement those darker sides of who you are into you so you can learn how to become whole. Because the bottom line is that if it wasn't for your shadow, you wouldn't be who you are today. Okay? So it's about learning the different parts of that and healing from those parts, healing from your traumas. And so she gives you a step-by-step instruction on how to actually do that. And it's very powerful. Now, me, I did some whole other shit. What I did was I went to my closest friends and family and I asked them to tell me exactly how they see me or exactly how they view me and exactly what they think of me without judgment. And I told them, I said, I'm not going to interrupt what you have to say. I'm not going to give you an explanation as to why whatever's that happened. I just want you to actually be able to fully express yourself. Fully express yourself. So I did that. Now that's some gangster shit of doing shadow work. I wouldn't recommend everybody to do that unless you got tough skin to be able to handle what they have to tell you. Because believe me when I tell you, your family members are going to let you know exactly how they see you or how they feel about you. Okay? And if you got real friends around you, they're going to also let you know how they feel about you. Okay? Or what they perceive about you, et cetera, et cetera. So when I went through that process, I was in shadow work for 2 straight years. Back-to-back shadow work. Now, I'll say this. Shadow work is not something where you get in it, you complete the book, and then you're done. Healing takes place for the rest of your life. Because now that you've addressed those traumas, you can easily become triggered when you see situations come up. But if you're properly healed from them, then you develop what we call an understanding. Okay? People love to use the word understanding. I like to use the word understanding. Okay? Because the understanding means that you have evolved past the understanding. You evolve past it. So that means that you begin to start recognizing certain things in people that you used to be a part of that you're no longer a part of, so it doesn't have the same effect on you anymore. Okay? And on top of that, you actually begin to start realizing when you start healing those parts of yourself, your perspective and how you see things changes. Because I always tell people that whatever you're feeling on the inside is what you're going to project to the outside. And whatever you're projecting to the outside is what you're going to attract around you. Right? So you're going to attract those types of people towards you. Right? So take a look at everybody that's around you in your personal life right now. Your friends, the people that you gravitate towards, and your family. Okay? The things you do in your activities. Pay attention to your interactions with the people. Pay attention to the people. Because everybody that's around you is a reflection of who you are on the inside. Okay? So if you got some people around you that ain't on the up and up, that means that there's some shit with you that resonates with that, and that's some shit you need to work on. Did you, at Carbonated Nine Goddess, did you set up the Telegram app? People are always saying you can't find me and then people can find me. I don't get it. Someone asked, what are your thoughts on our transition since the Queen's death in the spirit realm? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The Queen's been dead. Okay, she been dead. Been gone from here. So all that, we're just going to come out here and pretend like, no, bro, she been gone from here a long time ago. Okay? I don't have any thoughts on it because I didn't see anything that she contributed that helped us. She wasn't my queen. And then if you do the history about these people, they stole that from the Moors. Because a real Queen of England is not a white woman. She is a woman of color. And she lives right across the street from Buckingham Palace. You guys should do your research about that, about who the actual real royalty is there. And a lot of people overseas know about this. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, that shit going on with this so-called new king, Charles, y'all going to hear some shit about that. Y'all going to hear some shit about that. That shit ain't going to go the way they think it's going to go. So be on the lookout for that. But you're going to hear some shit about that. Okay. All right. Try to see with these questions. If you guys have questions, now's your time to ask me. Yeah, man. I'm growing my locks, man. It's taking forever for these babies to come in, but I'm definitely growing them. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely growing them. I actually got to get them retwisted. I'm getting them retwisted today. But yeah, I'm growing them. I mean, compared to how they started off. And my hair is very fine, so it takes a minute for them to stick. Someone told me to put lemon juice on the locks so it would stay locked. So that's something new. I'm going to start doing that to see if they stick around. But this Indian hair of mine is very fine. And so it usually takes a year before my locks will actually set and lock in. And then they'll start growing out. So I have to just go through this process of getting them locked up like every 2 weeks. Thanks for the compliment. Okay, she said 2 questions from above. I don't see any questions. Okay. Re-ask your questions. My 2 questions were why the sloppiness and the fast forwarding of the timeline. Well, I want you to think about this for a minute. If you're fast forwarding in timeline, wouldn't it be sloppy? If you're rushing to something, wouldn't it be sloppy? Wouldn't it be reckless? If you're speeding to get from point A to point B, wouldn't it be that way? Matrix restart for some or new settings. It isn't going to be a matrix restart. I don't think you guys seem to understand what's going on right now. This place is crumbling. Okay, the world as you know it is crumbling in terms of what you know and how you were taught. All that's crumbling right before your eyes. And the biggest evidence of that was when Biden got elected into office, and that's a whole AI. And they're bold enough, and I remember looking at this saying, I know these fuckers didn't actually put an AI in front of our faces and think that we would actually fall for that shit. But then I look at the people and how gullible they are and how they went and voted this cat in, and they really do believe that this dude is actually real. But yet they show all types of video. This dude don't even know where he walking to. You know, you can see that robot just confused. And that's what you call a robot. Those are, I forget, was it a mock? They got a name for this particular AI. But there are people that are mock walking amongst you that aren't even real right now. And you think they're real, but they're not. Okay? Your thoughts on raising children at this time. If you have children, you got to take good care of them, and you got to keep a closer, tighter rein on them. It ain't like how it was when we were growing up. You can't even send your kids out. And I would suggest that you listen to my 2022 predictions part 2 that I did, where I talked about there was going to be massive kidnappings of children due to family members. So not only do you have to watch out for human trafficking and for people on the streets, I talked about how you got to be careful who you put your kids with. At the same time, you also have to be careful of family members that are also getting into this because it's such a lucrative business. So you definitely need to be careful about raising children. I just read an article yesterday about 36 children that got killed over in one of them countries overseas. I want to say it was Taiwan. One of them countries over there, that 36 children got killed. And I had said, when that whole thing went down in Texas, I said, that's going to continue, where they're going to be doing full-on assault on the children. That's going to continue. All right. So I personally wouldn't make a conscious decision to have a child at this time just because it's so dangerous. But if you have children, you're gonna have to keep close, tight reins on them. Okay? Yeah. Someone said, what about, they said, you think they've mastered after these millennials passed. Yeah. There ain't going to be no nuclear war. For someone to ask me about when nukes fall, there isn't going to be a nuclear war. There's never going to be a nuclear war on this planet. You have angelics that are the guardians of this planet, and they've constantly came in. Every time they try to shoot off missiles, those angelic ships come out and start deactivating those missiles. It's never going to happen. Ever since they released that atomic bomb, when all that shit went down in Hiroshima, they was like, the children are out to play. We need to shut this shit down. So no. Human beings in this part of the region of Earth, and when I talk about region, I'm talking about the 7 continents that you know about. And then you got an ice wall around that. And then when we go past the ice wall, you got other oceans and other land masses there, and then another ice wall. And then you go past that ice wall, there's more land. So these are different dimensions. Those land masses that are beyond that ice wall are different dimensions. Okay? But the ones that are inside the dimension that we're currently at, we're in the centerpiece, right? If you was to look at it as flat, and you was to look at it from a perspective of how I'm explaining it to you, this particular region that we know about with the 7 continents is considered to be a farm. A harvesting farm. And it's a harvesting farm for different extraterrestrials that actually like to eat us. This is not a joke. Like, I'm not making this shit up, because I can guarantee you we are not at the top of the food chain. Okay? Kai itself has been made into a harvesting ground itself. Period. For other extraterrestrial races that are on that type time. So inside where we're located at, the 7 continents, this is a straight up and down farm. Okay? That's why the people are not as intelligent as they should be. That's why they're behind in technology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now you got these malevolent forces that are coming in and doing all types of crazy shit and wreaking havoc on just the inner part that we know about of Kai. Okay? Yeah, the Mach 5. Mach 5. Mach 4. Mach 5. If you don't set, and someone said, what about family? Baby, if you don't know how to set up boundaries with your family, then you're in trouble. You need to get, someone asked me a question called Any Good Books to Read. Read The Tablets of Light by Thoth. It teaches about unity consciousness. Now, let me put y'all up on game about a couple of things. They will block you if they let you use. Oh, damn, I didn't know that. I have a daughter and always try to protect her, but they turn her into them. That's unfortunate. Just become a top 1 viewer, follow the host. Okay, there was something else I was actually going to break down. All right, look, so check this out. For those of you I spoke to, I don't know how many of you guys are coming from my Telegram channel or coming from my IG channel. I don't know. But I do want to read about this Jeffrey Dahmer series that they've been pushing pretty hard, that Netflix has been pushing pretty hard. There has been people that's been coming to me, and I've been noticing as I've been investigating them, these cannibalistic demons that have been appearing in people's homes. I noticed a pattern. So the first thing I asked them was, I said, did you watch that Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series? They said, yes. And I said, how far did you get into it? I think they said, like, some of them said 3 episodes, some of them said 6 episodes, someone said, they got damn near all the way to the end, etc. The lack of discernment that people have amazes me. Because it's almost like people are still running around thinking that things are how they were before when they're totally not. And now what you're dealing with is that you're dealing with next level. Well, let me say this. I believe that they've probably been doing this for quite some time. It's just that the awareness is there. That's the difference. The awareness is there. So what I've been noticing is a repeated pattern of people that watch this series of people coming down with these demons in their house. They're explaining to me about how they become obsessed. They can't stop thinking about the movie. They start wanting to go and start doing more research about Jeffrey Dahmer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think the thing that really amazed me the most, someone said you on TikTok, ISIS, but you see me talking to you on TikTok. Stop it. I've been on TikTok. It's just that I wasn't active on TikTok. There's a difference, but I've been here. I'm just now starting to get active on here. But what I was going to say is that, and when you see the fake page, you'll notice it says ISIS-wisdom. That's not me. Okay, they're taking my videos and placing them on their pages and they're soliciting people for readings. It's not me. Okay? Again, there's only one place you can get a reading from me. ShopIsisWisdom.com. I'm never going to solicit readings on any social media. Not Instagram, not YouTube, not here. You want to get to me for a reading? You go there. That's the only way that you can get to me. And my admin will book the appointment. You don't even talk to me. You got to go through a process. Okay? After the first episode, fell asleep, never be seen again. And that first episode put demons in your house. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I'm actually going to put up some classes on the website. I did a free self-defense class. Y'all should really check that out on my Telegram. If you're on Telegram, look for the IW and send me a message there. Okay? And I'll send you the actual link to get on the actual Telegram channel. If you're on Telegram, look for Isis Wisdom. Okay? And I'll go ahead and I'll send you a link. That's what a lot of people do. They'll say, Isis, is you? And I'll be like, yeah, it's me. Give me the link to the channel, and I'll just send it to them. Okay? If you're having a hard time finding the channel. When you, I want you guys to understand, this is what happened to me. I saw the cover of it. And they was promoting this damn thing heavy. I think the thing that was disturbing to me the most was how many indigenous people were actually promoting this, telling other indigenous people that they need to go see this. And for the life of me, I can never understand how anybody would feel comfortable watching a serial killer, your enemy, go out here and kill so many people that look just like you. I couldn't understand the fascination behind that. Someone tried to say, you give me some bullshit ass excuse. Oh, I just want to see how his mind works. No, you're sick. That's really what that's about. You're sick. Because anybody that goes out here and tries to justify that action, my thing is, why would you want to know the mind of how a serial killer works? Let's take a look at that. Let's use some critical thought. Where's that coming from? Why would you want to know that? Why would you want to tap into that low vibrational frequency? Why do you find that fascinating? Because a lot of the people, especially indigenous people, have been programmed to what we call death culture. They're not programmed to live, they're programmed to die. And so anything that they go out here and they participate in, they're always going to root anything in death. For an example, if somebody dies, you don't give them their flowers when they're alive, you give them their flowers when they're dead. Death culture, it's the way your mind thinks. It's the way you've been programmed to think. And you're programmed to think this way via movies, TV shows, radio, the music itself. Music is so powerful that it has the power to affect 100% of the brain. This is the reason why you have to be careful about the frequencies that you're listening to, and you have to be careful about the things that you're listening to that's going into your quantum physics computer, which is your brain, because it's going to process that information. And then some of you guys are going to internalize it and make it a part of who you are. Okay? Let me see. So it makes no sense for people to participate in that. What do you find fascinating about that? Damn. Okay, the numbers jumped up. Hey guys. Y'all done missed the first 10 minutes. Y'all done missed it. Okay, so here's what I need you guys to do in support. I need you guys to make this video go viral, because it seems like when all this time I haven't been on TikTok, I'll do videos, I'll do my radio podcast, and then Beyond 5D and others will take clips of the things I say, and then they'll add some visuals to it, and then they just unleash it either on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and that thing just takes off, and next thing you know, they're like, yo, you going viral on TikTok, and I'm like, what? What do you mean I'm going viral on TikTok? Because I'm barely on that social media network, you know what I'm saying? But they tell me that. So I said, okay, I'm going to start becoming a little bit more active and start dropping some science on TikTok. You know, I'm going to start doing that. You said they guided you here? You swear you're connected? You are. Thank you, Vibrant X. I've been trying to catch you on YouTube and InstaVids. Is Nemesis still over America? Yes. Nemesis is going to be over America and other places of the world until Nemesis brings the destruction. And in case you haven't noticed, Europe has been facing a lot of destruction with high records of heat. And what they're not telling the people is that there's hundreds of thousands of people over in Europe that are dying right now because of the heat. They're keeping it hush-hush. They're not talking about it on the news. You know, because they don't want, when crazy stuff is going on, they don't want you to know about that. Okay. But yes, Nemesis is the sun that's over the United States. The United States is in judgment. And it has to deal with the consequences of its actions. The beings that were here, the people that came in and did what they did and did everything they could to destroy the people of America, the indigenous people of the Americas, there's karma behind that. What they've done to the ancestors, there's karma behind that. And I'm going to share some stuff with y'all that's going to blow y'all wig back. You know these Masonic temples and things like that you see over in America, all these different Masonic temples and stuff like that? You guys should really begin to start doing a map and start connecting the dots about where these temples are located at, and do some research on the people that were there prior to them setting up the temples. What you're going to find out is that there was Moorish establishments in all the areas where they have their Masonic temples. So basically what they did was they took and they built over, the Moors establishments. They built over the massive graves of people that were killed, indigenous people that were killed. And what they did was they started placing seals. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Can y'all see me okay? Can y'all hear me okay? Just let me know if you can see or hear me okay. It looks like I'm lagging. Am I lagging? Okay. Okay. Someone's saying yes, we can hear you. Okay. All right, thank you very much. What I was going to say is that they place seals over these temples and over the graves of the indigenous so they can be in power over the indigenous of the Americas. So what they did was they sealed your ancestors up by utilizing witchcraft. They did this in every major metropolitan city and on the outskirts of the city. Ground. Yours is for, just log out and sign back in. Okay. And now you guys know why I tell you guys to go to my Telegram channel. This is why I'm not on this platform. I came on here just to see what would happen. All right, someone's requesting to join the live. I'm going to bring him in real quick. Well, I was about to bring him in, but it disappeared. Always speak out. Always speak truth to power, baby. Never allow anyone to silence your voice. Never do that. All this is for educational purposes only, and I do need that to be understood. That anything that I talk about is for educational purposes only. Okay? Yeah, they sealed him up. I don't have any Dominican in me, baby, but I am an American Indian, baby. At Pam.718, I don't think your sexual preference has anything to do with you being evil. The thing that kills me about this whole shit is that people focus on the wrong shit. I don't give a damn. I give two shits about your sexuality. I don't give two shits about that. What I care about is your character. Are you good peoples? Are you solid? Are you 100? What you do behind closed doors is none of my damn business. I don't care. And that's the one thing I never understood about that with people is that they train the people or they get the people to focus on things that have no relevancy to nothing. The ancestors are definitely out and about. Your grandmother told you was Cherokee. I'm Cherokee too. But you want to know something though? You have, I got this new service I'm getting ready to launch on a website called Tribal Investigations. Ancient Indigenous Tribal Investigations for the bloodline of the so-called African American, which is not what we are. And what I do is I actually trace your shit all the way back to those ancient indigenous first wave ancestors. For an example, a lot of us have the Inca in us, Aztecs, Mayans in us. Some people that are Creole, they're the Arawak tribe or the Arawak Indians. That's Haiti. Okay. There's like thousands upon thousands of tribes. And what I do is I do the research to actually find out about the indigenous tribes in your bloodline, because it's the very thing that makes you extremely powerful. See, the biggest thing that they ever did was make you not believe in yourself and had you externalize your power. Okay? They had you externalizing your power. You're not supposed to externalize your power. What do I mean by externalization of power? It means that you seek for answers outside of yourself, because you don't trust yourself to give yourself the correct information. You don't trust your own intuition. So you go outside of yourself and you seek validation outside of yourself. Okay? It's one thing to get a confirmation. If you're feeling something and you want to see if something's right, it's one thing to get a confirmation. But in you receiving that confirmation from an outside source, you should begin to start trusting yourself more. Okay? You don't need to know, honey. I could call down your native indigenous ancestors on site. I don't need to go back far. I can literally just look at you. Call down your native indigenous ancestors. They'll come and they'll start talking to me. I'll talk to the chiefs of your bloodline. They'll start talking to me and telling me everything. I don't have to. This isn't a paperwork thing. This is all spiritual. I do a spiritual investigation. I am what you call an Egungun priest. When I got initiated to Ifa, so I'm Ifa. I'm an Ian Ifa. Olarisha, I got initiated to Shango as well. Egbe and Egungun. Egungun means ancestors in Yoruba. Okay? So I communicate with the dead. okay, to help people to be able to tap in with their ancestors, give reverence to their ancestors, because their ancestors have been keeping them alive the whole time they've been here, and they didn't know this, okay? So it's very easy for me to tap into your native ancestors, call those ancestors down. They'll tell me about the bloodlines. They'll tell me everything I need to know, okay? I also have a thing called Ancestral Elevation. It's Ancestral Elevation program where you're able to, where we actually put you through the program. It's like a 1 hour, an hour and a half process, sometimes 2 hours at the max, depending on what's going on with the bloodline, where where we go in with you and help you cleanse the karma of your ancestors. So the karma gets cleansed between you and your living relatives in terms of just the karma between you and them, not the cycles, but just the karma, the energy between you and them. And then we go in and we clear out all the karma that your ancestors have created over many lifetimes. Because what happens is, what you're not being told is that the offspring of those ancestors also has to deal with that karma, also pays a price of that karma. So if it's not being cleared out, then the offspring will suffer. When it's cleared out, the offspring will no longer suffer the karma of their ancestors. So it removes curses in the bloodline, rape, diseases, afflictions, any type of abuse, sexual assault, molestation, all types of shit. Anything that you could think of that isn't correct, that's bad for the bloodline, it goes and removes all of that out. Okay? And then the ancestors have the ability to go in and rewrite their stories in the Akashic records, which is a beautiful thing. Okay? So you can also look up my Ancestral Elevation program, which is on the website as well. Talk about the ocean and why the water is moving like it is. Well, number one, you guys got to understand with the planet getting hotter because of the sun. And I'm going to say we have 2 suns now. Okay? Now, I know you guys have been seeing another something bright in the sky. That's orange, but that's not the sun I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the blue Kachina, which is being seen now. This particular sun came from Andromeda. Okay? This sun is now lining up with Nemesis. And every single time that these people or these forces on this planet try to do something to cool the planet down, tries to do something to deflect the sun rays of Nemesis, another sun is going to show up. After a while, there's going to be, you guys are going to see multiple suns in the sky. Okay? Every single time that they make the effort to try to stop the sun, more suns are going to come in. Now, if you listen to any of my previous lives on YouTube, you hear me talk about how it's going to be 999 degrees on this planet after the great solar flash. Okay? And I did say solar flash. I never said anything about solar flare. I said solar flash. Okay? You're going to see that. You're going to experience that. Your body is going to transition into a crystalline body to withstand that kind of heat on Kai. There's nothing that they can do to stop the natural process of what Kai has in store for humanity and for herself and her own elevation. Okay? But I do want to make sure you guys are aware that we are in the what we call the Armageddon. Armageddon has intensified. The spiritual war has been really prevalent in the astral realms. I know you guys have been having battle. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Grand rising, grand rising. It's written in the hieroglyphs. Yes. Okay. Off and on. Okay. I had more people on here as far as the live is concerned, but it looks like they knocked off some people. All right. So basically, Right now, you guys are seeing a white sun over the Americas right now. That white sun, aka technically, is the black sun. Okay? It's technically the black sun. What most people don't realize is that the light always comes from the dark. Always. Carbonated beings, we've always been beings of light. Okay? Always. Been beings of light. So what they try to do is they try to make it seem like it's something like the devil when it's really not. Okay? We are beings of light. We are naturally light beings. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, 666. That's about the melanin. And they've demonized the melanin, therefore making you demonize yourself. Okay? You fell asleep last night watching my videos? Okay, what they've done is they kind of inverted everything out and twisted everything up. And I want you guys to understand that everything you've been taught is in reverse. Now, let me have a conversation with y'all about this Kanye West White Lives Matter t-shirt that you saw him and Candace Owens wearing. If you study Kanye West, you would know that he's a genius. There's coding to the White Lives Matter that the majority of the masses don't know anything about and don't understand. So I'm going to break this down to you so that way you guys are clear. Now, his approach and how he's going about doing it, when you're dealing with an uneducated society about this whole thing of black and white, when you're dealing with the ignorant, low vibrational, uneducated society about these things, the first thing that they're going to go into is they're going to get all emotional. And they're going to say Kanye's this, Kanye's that, blah, 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 blah. So let me drop science on y'all about this real quick. When you guys get a chance, I want you to go and research the forum on Google called the SF-181, Sam Frank 181. I need you to see how the military has, quote unquote, blacks actually categorized. I want you to read the definitions of white very carefully. I want you to read the definitions of Indian very carefully. Okay? I want you to read the definitions very carefully. Why am I telling you to do this? Because white and black is nothing more than a political status. It has nothing to do with the color of a person's skin. When you look in the damn mirror, do you see black or do you see brown? Or caramel? Or beige? When it comes to a skin tone. When you look at a Caucasian person, do they actually look white? Pull something else that's white, like this. Do they look this color? Do they look white? Okay. It's a political status. Period. If you pull up Black's Law Dictionary and you look up the original first edition, first or third edition, preferably the first. If you look at the original definition, and this is the dictionary that they created when slaves couldn't read. So let me be clear, they put all their business out there on Front Street. I got the old school, thick ass black, goddamn Black's Law Dictionary. You know, the old school, thick encyclopedia booklets and shit that your parents used to have in the house back in the 70s and shit. That shit right there, yeah, my shit is thick. I got the first edition, okay, of that original one. And they put the definitions of the words, the true meaning of the words, and what it is that they're saying in that book. So when you go and you look up the definition of the word black, the original definition of the word meant pale-skinned people, those who are absent without color. That was the original definition of black. The original definition of white meant righteous ones. See, the Moors understood that status, which is why when you talk to any Moor and you see how they got their shit set up, their status comes up as white. Any African coming into the country, any foreigner coming into the country, they are classified as white. Every police station across the country knows this shit. Every alphabet agency in the country knows about this shit. That's why the FBI have put a thing out called black terrorism. If you identified yourself as black, you're considered to be a terrorist and things like that. They were trying to tell you then to get your asses up out of the status, but you didn't want to let go of it. You want to continue to keep holding on to it in your ignorance. In your ignorance. Not knowing that it was a political status from the beginning. So when you look at the definition of black in the SF 181, Sam Frank 181, you'll notice it says any of the black racial groups out of Africa as if we don't come from the original, as if we're not the original. Here's what's funny about the status of white. When you look at the definition of the white, they'll tell you those of European descent. But what they're not telling you is the original folks of Europe were brown-skinned people, Moors. And they were the original established royalty on the planet. The original established royalty on the planet. And when you travel to different countries, they see us and they recognize that. They'll see you and they say, you come from a royal bloodline. We can see that within you. What's the dead giveaway of you coming from a royal bloodline? Is your gums. The black gums, see? The black gums. Those people that have black gums come from lines of royalty. They never told you about that, did they? That's the easiest way that other countries can identify you. And they know that you come from royal line, that you actually come from royal line. What frustrates other people when you go to different countries is the fact that you don't know who you are. They don't have respect for the so-called black American because you act disrespectful to yourselves. And then you allow that shit to be displayed to the world. And you sell yourselves out for $1 and some fame. You don't even act like a person of royalty. You don't act like a person of grace. You don't act like a person of intelligence. You don't act like a person of substance. You don't act like a person that is worthy of something because you do not believe in yourself and you do not believe in who you are. You do not believe in yourself and you do not believe in your people. Yet there is countless history all over the planet that shows you the greatness of our people. And you're paying attention to narratives that are being placed in front of you that has nothing to do with you whatsoever. You can't expect the world to respect the people that don't respect themselves. That's why Africans are shocked when they come to America and we have to check them sometimes about their behavior. What I have a problem with is when I see other people with brown skin from different countries coming into this country and being disrespectful. They don't know the struggle we went through. All their families are still intact. While some of their forefathers went and sold some of their people to come to the Americas. Because I had relocated to Mexico. And people were saying, I'm never going to leave America. This is my land. Well, let's have a conversation about that, because when you start talking about geography, all of the Americas is your land. Get out of the 3D mindset of this imaginary line that your enemy has told you that this is America and this is something else. That this okay. I'm pausing. I know you guys said I'm freezing up. I'm pausing. You know, what do I think about the plans in Illinois? I think that it's a two-way street with that. You have a lot of people that are being charged with crimes but have not been convicted of anything. And what happens is these people that are being charged with crimes are being sat in jail. But they haven't been convicted. They haven't been to court. There hasn't been no disposition of their cases, none of that type of shit. So imagine this. You bought a car from someone. You didn't know that the car was stolen. The person that you bought the car from created a fake bill of sale, created fake whatever types of paperwork, sold you the car, you got the car, you go about your business, you're happy, you're applying for plates for your car, this, that, and the third, you get pulled over by the police. The police decides that they want to run the VIN number, because that's how they do. They want to get you so bad that they go that far and run the VIN number. They run the VIN number, it comes up that the car is stolen. Now, you're charged with grand theft auto. You're going to jail. Period. Bond set at $10,000. You ain't got $10,000. You just bought that car, remember? You ain't got $10,000. You're sitting in jail. Now, did that person commit grand theft auto? Did that person commit a crime? Do they deserve to sit in jail for God knows how long because they do not have the finances to be able to bond themselves out of jail? Or their family members don't have enough money to bond them out of jail? Who do you think that targets? Poor, low income, disenfranchised people, indigenous people. So when you ask me, what do I think about it? I think that we are all innocent until proven guilty. That's what I think. That's number one. That being said, if we're all innocent until proven guilty, then I think that they should have the right to be outside and not be locked up until it's proven that they actually did the shit. Period. And if they find DNA evidence to suggest that you may have committed some type of crime where you caused harm to someone, those people need to remain in jail, especially if they have the DNA to match up. The probability of you committing that crime is very high. Okay? So, what do I think about it? I think that it's a great idea. I'm glad to see that a lot of people that have not had their cases convicted, it gives them the ability to still be with their families. It gives them the ability to possibly work and raise money to actually get a paid attorney to help them in their case. So I'm looking at things from a total different perspective than how most of you guys are looking at it. And that's because they program the people to place judgment on folks based upon a one-sided story. And you and I both know there's always three sides to every story. There's this person's perspective about what happened. There's this person's perspective about what happened. Then the police got to piece everything together to figure out what the hell happened. So the next person's story, that person's story, and then there's the truth. So while we're trying to figure all this out, is it right for a person to be locked up in jail? Something you need to think about. If that was you, would you want to be locked up in jail for a crime you know damn well you didn't commit, but you don't have the money to bail yourself out of jail, so you're going to have to sit up in jail and do time for some shit you didn't do? Is that fair? So if you want to know my opinion about it, there's my opinion about it. Okay, they said that people will be able to be on your property and they won't be able to do anything to move the people out the picture. Okay, so make up your damn mind. Do you want the police or do you not want the police? You're going to have to pick a side, baby. See, when they start that whole campaign about defunding the police, I said it's going to be a shitstorm. Because on one hand, you got people that love to call the police or want to call the police for assistance if a real situation is arising. On the other hand, you got these Karens and these Kens out here that are calling police on people for no reason at all. On another hand, you also have some corrupt police officers out here that are going out here and killing innocent people. But you're going to have to pick a side. You know what side I choose? I don't want to deal with none of them niggas. Because let's take it back to where it was before first of all, the Constitution had nothing to do with no indigenous person. Let me just start here. So that shit don't even apply to us. Let me start here. If you're indigenous and you know who you are, you know damn well that the Constitution don't apply to you. Okay? So that being said, we're not afforded the same protections as the people who are part of the actual constitutional corporate system, called the United States Constitution. See, there's 4 different constitutions. Do you even know which constitution you're operating out of right now? You have the Constitution for the United States, which is for the people. Then you have the Constitution of the United States, which is for corporations and banks. You have the United States, then you have the United States of America. Do you know the differences between the two? You have California State, and then you have the state of California. Do you know the differences between the two? Do you understand that there are 2 systems of government that are operating within this country? Did you even know that? They put it right there in front of your face. Did you know that the courts that you go into are Article 1 courts and not Article 3 courts? Article 3 courts are for common law dealing with people. Article 1 courts are for corporations. The majority of the people that get caught up by police enter into the Article 1 courts. Did you know that? Why are you going into a corporate court to handle affairs when the corporate court has nothing to do with you as your person, as a human being? The corporate court can only interact with your straw man, which is the corporation, the all-cap name. And so what happens is when they send you a summons and they're basically telling you that we want to do business with you, they're saying we need you to appear in court at this, that, and the third. They're basically saying in code, we want to do business with you. Because you're operating in a system of commerce. You're not operating under common law. You're not operating under the Constitution for the United States. You're operating under the Constitution of the United States. This is when they start talking about statutory law. Statutory code, this, and this. When a police runs your tags, what do they say? Oh, black female or black male. As soon as they put that over the radio, they're automatically giving authority to kill you because you're operating under a coded system. And they're going to know your status of black, not because of the color of your skin. It's what comes up on the license plate and what comes up on your driver's license. When they run me, I come up white female. Why? Because I understand the political status. So instead of 9 cops showing up, it's just 1. If I'm being pulled over. You see the difference? I have literally seen situations because of my actual status where I've had an altercation with someone and the police were called and that person went to jail because they were black. I went scot-free because my status shows as white. See, everything is not what you think that it is. It's all an illusion. Now, you do have racist people out here that have issues with you because of the color of your skin. You have racist cops out here that have issues with you because of the color of your skin. Because America has been indoctrinated to think that anything that has brown skin is the devil. Okay? I'm not saying or negating that fact. What I'm talking about here is how you operate within the system. And what I'm telling you is that as long as you got that status of black in the system, because there's no such thing as Black Lives Matter, that shit doesn't exist. There's no such thing as White Lives Matter, that shit doesn't exist in the way that you think. Those are political statuses. This is the reason why when people come into the country, they are being identified by their country. When a Nigerian comes to America, he is identified by the country he comes from. Nigeria. He is Nigerian. When a South African comes to this country, they are identified by the country that they come from, their nationality. That's why I ask you guys all the time, what is your nationality? Do you know what it is? What is the difference between a nationality and a citizenship? Why don't you know these things? Why are you not educated about this? Because they don't teach this shit in the school system. A United States 14th Amendment citizen is a corporate citizen that is owned by the United States government. It is a fiction. What is an American national? What is a U.S. national? You see all the different statuses? You see the wordplay? Yet they tell you on the American passport, the passport that you have actually has two different statuses in it. Did you know that? And they tell you right in the damn booklet, it's plain as day. It literally says on the very front page of your passport, when you open up the book and you look at the first page and you read the first page, right below where you see the damn bird at, the eagle with the stars, you look below that area, read it. It literally says what this who can use this passport for. It literally says U.S. citizen /national. The difference is how you fill out your DS-11. That's the difference. How you fill out your DS-11 will determine what type of passport you get. Now, let me say this. The passport itself looks the same. It's the information that's in the chip of the passport that you need to be concerned about. And it's either going to show that you're a national or it's going to show that you're a U.S. citizen. So what I'm explaining to you guys is this. Everything is not as it seems. You're just uneducated about other things that you didn't know anything about. So you may think that the world is running on one specific way when in actuality it's running a total different way, but because you lack knowledge about law. And it's crazy to me about that, how people deliberately choose to ignore law when it's the very thing that's been governing over the indigenous people for a very long time and keeping us enslaved. Because you don't even know what jurisdiction of law you're operating under. Because if you knew the jurisdiction of law that you're operating under, that summon that corporate court tried to send to you would have been shut down from the gate. Or you never would have even got the summons. Or you could have went into court when they sent you the summons. You can go and deal with them people privately behind the scenes. You don't go in front of a goddamn court in front of a judge with a bunch of ignorant ass people there that are operating on a 3D level that don't know what the fuck is going on, talking about, I'm finna challenge you, judge, about my status and about my, you're not going to do that. Why? Because it's private. So there are two systems that are running here, a public system and a private system. Either you know how to handle your own personal affairs or you depend on the government to handle your affairs for you. So the Social Security Administration, the FBI, all these alphabet agencies are your trustees over your estate that sits at that Social Security Administration. Okay? Your vessel, because we're operating under maritime law, your vessel is still out to sea because you haven't brought that vessel back in the sea yet. When you go to a court and you deal with the judge, I want you to take a look at what he has on. He has on a black robe. I want you to pay attention to the actual courtroom. It looks like you're on the deck of a ship. And he's the captain of that ship, but he's also a priest of Baal. Bow is here to enslave your soul. So that priest, aka judge, that you're looking at, is there to enslave your soul. That court that you're walking into is nothing more than a damn bank. And the clerk of the court is nothing more than a certified public accountant adjusting the transactions coming in and out of the bank. Now you think I'm bullshitting? The next time you go to court, you got to go through that security checkpoint. Pay attention to all the tellers that are over there collecting them damn payments. Do that. See, the problem is you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what you're interacting with. The only way these people can ever move against you is if you sign on the dotted line and you contract with them. It's called contract law, babies. If you ever get arrested by a police officer, don't you sign shit. Because the only way that a corporate court can move against you is with your signature. If they move against you without your signature, it's $100,000 a day for every day that you're in there. And I'm not talking about US dollars. I'm talking about they have to pay it in silver coin or the value of silver coin. It's $100,000 a day for kidnapping. You can file a commercial claim against any officer that kidnaps you unlawfully. And there's a difference between legal and lawful. They're not the same. Anytime you were required to have a license for something, you were doing something illegal. Or, unlawful. Anytime that you were required to receive a license for something, you are doing something unlawful. Ask yourself this. The law states, if you look at your state laws about what a driver's license is, what a commercial driver's license is, commercial driver's license, CDL. Let me show you the tricknology they put in there. Let me show you the tricknology. CDL, right? Commercial driver's license. If you are classifying yourself as a driver on corporate highways, you would be required to have a CDL, the same type of license that's being driven by truckers on the road. And if you look at your license, you'll notice it'll say Class C. But did you look at the other A, B, C, Ds, and E's and F's and shit? The other versions of the licenses, did you look at that? Or did you just do what you were told to do? That's like when a person goes and files taxes. You file a 1040, but you didn't study what the 1040 was for, because the 1040 is for corporations and banks. So every single time you go to file your taxes and you're filing a 1040, you're telling the IRS that you're a corporation, which is why when you don't file your taxes, they come for you, because in the law it states that all corporations must file taxes. So you've been collecting money and all type of shit for the last 20 years of your life. And for those of you who got kids, you've been claiming your kids as property, and you don't know that, but that's what you're doing. You're putting your kids on there. They're telling you you're their dependents, but it's property. And you're getting a certain amount of money back while you keep telling them, lying to the IRS and telling them that you're a corporation. So then one day you decide you're not going to pay your taxes no more because of this, that, and the third, but you're forgetting that you had already contracted the IRS and kept telling them that you was a corporation because you were not educated on the 1040, because you were doing shit that you were just told to do. You never questioned why you were doing what you were doing. You just did it because your family members did it and everybody else did it and so forth and so on. What do you call a populace that does what they're told without any critical thinking, without doing any kind of research? You just do it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a definition of a slave. This is the reason why you'll see some people winning in the system and some people are not winning in the system, because of what I just told you. And we're living in a day and age now where ignorance is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. A judge will tell you that shit all day. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you willfully chose that. You contracted to be dumbed down. Changing your status is an arduous process. Well, it depends on if you know what you're doing. It really depends if you know what you're doing. Okay? You got to know what you're doing. You can change your status within the system. I teach that class on how to do that. It's called Status Correction. ShopIsisWisdom.com. You'll see it right there on the website. And I teach people how to change their information in the system. Now, there's a different type of status correction where you got the secured party creditor. And then you also have the Moorish way of going about things in terms of changing your status. Okay? There's several ways that you can go about doing this. All right? You can do research on your family lineage and create a tribal nation or a nation state. A nation state is a government all by itself. A tribal nation state, you can actually create that. There are documents through the IRS that you can actually fill out that will classify your nation as a tribal government. Place yourself under the jurisdiction of that tribal government. That tribal government is considered to be a trust. You take all your family's birth certificates, and what you do is you enter them into the trust. Now, those birth certificates, or those bonds, so to speak, become property of that actual tribal trust. Now, since they are the property of that tribal trust, then you get a new ID. You create a tribal ID for yourself. You take the vehicle that you have, you deregister the vehicle from the U.S. Department of Commerce. When you deregister the vehicle with the U.S. Department of Commerce, you register to your trust. When you register the vehicle to your trust, now it's under the jurisdiction of that tribal nation trust. Now, you don't get plates from the nation. What you do is you get plates from the state and you register the plates to the trust. So when the cop runs the plates, it's coming up such and such nation state. They have no jurisdiction. They cannot interact with you. You keep going. They can't do nothing for you. They can't do nothing with you. They can't put you in jail. They can't do nothing. And should they do that, the penalty will shut that whole police station down in its entirety. Because now what happens is you got a police station that went to war against a government. That ain't going to work. I just gave you niggas the game. Do some research. If you're not from the United States, then you're good to go. You should have dual citizenship. That doesn't apply to you. Why are you here? No, baby, you're hearing this information now. Honey, this is information. I've been teaching this shit for 20 years. This information is new to you. And you just coming on to me. So that's why you're hearing about it now. This information's been out. This information was out before I came on the scene. And I've been teaching this shit for 20 years. Yes, I would go into the bio and put my website in the bio because I didn't know. I just, when I created the page, what you don't realize is that every time you put money in the bank, every single time you put money in the bank, there are two ledgers in the bank. There's a public ledger and then there's a private ledger. What happens is when you don't claim your money at the end of tax season with 1099A, the bank is going to file a 1099A and put in there that you had in your funds. And then they're going to collect that money for themselves. So what you were supposed to do was, at the end of the year, you're supposed to file a 1099A, saying that you did not that you did not abandon your funds, that you're wanting to claim your funds, and you add those funds into your tax return, and you get everything that you put in that bank back. So you didn't know about that, did you? That's private shit. That's not public. The 1099 OID, it clearly tells you when you read the instructions that the 1099 OID is for banks. And you must understand the difference between lawful money and fiat dollars. Lawful money is credits that you get from the IRS because they already took out the currency of gold and silver. The worth is equivalent to gold and silver. It's called lawful money. The only way that you can spend lawful money is via checks, or if you get a card from the bank, make sure that everything is credit-based, never do debit, and you can't pull out Federal Reserve notes when you're dealing with lawful money because it's considered to be money laundering, and the bank will shut your account down, freeze up your funds, report you to the IRS, and you're going to jail for money laundering because you mix the public with the private. A person should never file a 1099 OID. Your first, middle, last name, and you put trust at the end, and you establish that trust, files a 1099 OID. The trust itself is considered to be a bank. Now, I'm giving y'all a lot of free information. A lot of free information. I hope you guys take this live and you run with it. Someone said, I'm honestly ready for the great solar flash to happen already. You say that, just make sure your house is in order. I'm not starting from the top. Not happening. You can play back the video, baby. All right. If you want to go get the status correction course, you can go to shopisiswisdom.com. I'll put the website up in my profile. But it's shopisiswisdom.com. Okay? I literally just told you what to do. Here. Don't they post a video here once you're done doing live or something? Or it doesn't do that? I don't know how do I save the live? They said that the live will be placed somewhere on here after I'm done recording it. Some shit. If you're a green card holder, then you will form a trust in your country where you're from. I mean, you can set up a business trust and things of that nature. You can do that. You can always operate under international law. You can do that. You can set up an international trust. I get it. And I gave you guys the instructions where to go to take the course. Take your asses over to the website and purchase the course. And then you're going to learn some things. I'll have to post it myself after the live ends. How do I do that? And how do I save it? I know a lot of people didn't know I was live until 3 minutes ago. That's funny. I just decided to come on here and drop some science and also get a feel for TikTok to see if this is even a platform I even want to be bothered with. I already see now that when I went live, there was a lot of interference going on, so I'm still on the fence about TikTok. They still got me on the fence. I'm still not sure about TikTok. If you're a Mexican citizen, then your nationality is Mexican, baby. You already have it. shopisiswisdom.com. I've been on TikTok plenty. It's just that I haven't been live on here. You can't believe I'm on TikTok. I wasn't even on here like that. I just created the page like a long time ago and wasn't active on it. Everybody's saying you're surprised. What you mean you surprised to see me on here? I be going viral on TikTok and I don't even be on here doing nothing. I don't have two accounts. I have one account. There's one that's fake, and that fake account is the one that has Isis-Wisdom. That's a fake account. That's not me. And I don't solicit readings. They're soliciting readings and all types of shit. I'm on Instagram, same name. I am the realest to ever do it. I'm on YouTube under Isis-Wisdom. I got down there 50,000 followers on my YouTube channel, so that way you know it's the correct one. I'm on Telegram, which I have my own community on Telegram. I got over 17,000 followers on that Telegram channel that I'm building up right now. Do we recommend we do the Merkaba meditation? If it's one that you found, yeah. I mean, I haven't put any of those meditations up on the site. There's a lot of new people coming in here, but she's been more active. Love your YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. At hell, know me. I already answered this question already, babe. I'm not about to repeat myself again. You're going to have to look back. You're going to play back the live. You don't see what? Yeah, they got me everywhere. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like I've been a ghost on TikTok. It's like TikTok is one of those platforms where I'm just not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? And this is my first time doing a live on TikTok, and now I'm really not sure. I don't even get this much hate on YouTube. YouTube lets me ride out with the things I got to say. They let me ride out. So, and I don't say nothing. I don't violate no policies. I read the policies to see what we can talk about and not talk about. So I do stay within the guidelines. And when I want to go raw, I go to the Telegram and go straight raw. That's where you're going to hear the shit without no sugarcoat, no nothing. I'm going in. Can you explain your implant removal service? Are alien plants and also alien energetic parasites that are entering to the people's bodies through the food, through the air that they're breathing. I just refer others to your YouTube videos instead of using TikTok. Thank you, baby. My people said, subscribe to the Telegram. If you think she's dropping stuff here, you ain't heard nothing yet. Yeah, my Telegram's off the chain because I be going in on Telegram. They froze me because I was talking about the food? I already talked about Rashad. Play back the video. So that's how TikTok works. So if you're talking about things they don't want you to talk about, they freeze your channel. Well, then I probably won't be doing too much here on TikTok. Nah, I didn't have my Instagram page is I am the realest to ever do it, the same here. I got almost 100,000 followers on the Instagram. So that's how you'll know it's me. I got plenty of fake pages on Instagram. Make sure you look at the spelling, y'all. Look at the spelling. It's the only page that has that many followers as a legitimate page. All the rest of them are people that are cloud chasing, trying to get some kind of money that I don't know what they're doing. That's okay. Let them do what they do. I'm going to use TikTok probably for something else, a little bit more fun. The serious stuff that I talk about, y'all probably going to have to catch me on YouTube or catch me on Telegram. Okay? YouTube lets me drop science. I be dropping science on that goddamn YouTube. They let me do my thing on there. I don't have no problems with YouTube. They don't do the shit that TikTok does. They don't do the shit that Instagram does. They don't do that shit. For whatever reason they doing whatever they want to do, it's fine. Thanks for sharing my live. I really appreciate it. What you can do is you can put in the internet browser https://t.me/I am the realest to ever do it. And make sure you look at the way it's spelled, and you'll be able to pull my page up that way via the browser. Okay? I appreciate you guys for coming on board and hanging out with me today. This is my first live I've ever done on TikTok. I'll try to. I gotta first figure out how to save this damn live. How do you save the live? No, baby, it's https://t.me/I am the realest to ever do it. I'm not speaking on no damn crypto because I have no interest in it. You know what? You said YouTube keeps stopping Yaki Awakening. I thought Yaki got his YouTube page reinstated ever since he got that Netflix deal. Thank you, 5D Ascension. I appreciate it, baby. Okay, TikTok's not it for my gift. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, when the live ends, it gives me the option to save it. Okay. Y'all know this is my first live on TikTok. I just came on here just to say what's up to y'all, drop some jewels real quick, and just to get a feel for how this platform operates. That's really what this was about. I wanted to test it to see what I can get away with and what I can't get away with. You didn't know I had a TikTok today? I didn't tell anybody I was doing live. I really came on here on some sneak shit. It's Saturday morning. It's 9:44 a.m. where I'm at. I'm on Central Standard Time. And I just got on here on some random... I think I'm just going to get on live and get on TikTok and do a live random type shit. Let me see what they're about. That type shit. You said you were shocked I popped up ASAP? I need to actually record some of those lives I do on Telegram. Some more of those lives I did, like probably 8 lives since the last one I put up, called Spiritual Warfare, on YouTube. You guys should really take the time out to go to my YouTube channel, Isis Wisdom, and you guys really need to listen to that Spiritual Warfare. That Spiritual Warfare is serious. You guys need to go listen to that. You are going to get educated big time. I got another live called, and I haven't put this up yet, and I'm not sure, but it's called PNB Rock and the Agenda of the Devil. I did that one. That's on the Telegram. There is the 2022 Predictions Part 2 is on the Telegram. There's a couple joints I've done on there since then, so you guys got to go check it out. Yeah, that Spiritual Warfare had folks tripping. I got a lot of hits on that Spiritual Warfare. They was like, damn, you just dropped the science on that joint. Yes, I got a fear meditation on the channel. And you're going to like that. You're going to like some of the stuff I got on that channel. And also check out the self-defense class. I gave everybody a free self-defense class. But the self-defense is on a different level. It's on a cosmic level. And I show you how to activate your powers on that self-defense class. That's exclusively to the Telegram. I won't be doing that no place else. And also, I'm going to start holding private classes for the self-defense part 2, because it gets very intense. So I gave you the basics in self-defense. You guys are going to love that shit. You guys are going to eat that up. You guys are going to eat it up. Oh, look at the little heart-shaped little thing. How does that even how does stuff like that even happen? Like, I don't understand this stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Camille, Marie. I appreciate you, baby. I really enjoyed y'all today. Thank you for coming on board and listening to me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the love. It's called a gift. Well, thank you for the gift, baby. They send you gifts, money. Okay. Thanks for dropping the love. Thank you, babies. You guys are the sweetest babies in the world. My Telegram name is the same as it is here, baby. I am the realest to ever do it. Every time I try to accept somebody in here, let me tell you what happens. Every time I try to accept somebody on my live, it like disappears before I have a chance to click it. Damn. I tried to click it. Let me see what's going on here. The people disappear. I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm going to get off here now. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And now I'm going to be honest with you and let you know that I don't know if I'll come back here and do another live. I may just like record something, like maybe a quick video, like 5 minutes or something like that, drop some jewels and some science and get the hell on. Because I don't know about this platform on TikTok. I'm just not sure yet. I think I need to be on some, I think with TikTok, I think I need to start talking about some more practical 3D shit. I can still drop the science, but I think I need to drop more practical 3D shit, because when I start getting into that cosmic now, which is crazy because there's so many cosmic people on TikTok, all the young folks are ready for that type of information. All I see is videos going viral about things like that. And it's like, I don't understand why they would go out of their way to block people from dropping the science. The platform seems to be a great platform. And I have a lot of young followers. I got a lot of people that are like, some of these cats be like 13 years old. I'd be like, what are you doing? What are you doing over here? At 13 years old. Where's your mama? You know, but I'm dropping science, and so they be eating it up. They really like on that type time. Like, these babies are cosmic, so they want to go somewhere to hear cosmic knowledge. So I give it to them. Hi, Infinite Goddess. The shift is definitely with the youth. I did say it. I said for educational purposes, I did do that for educational purposes. I even chose that when they asked me what category I think it was. I put in there education. So I guess I'm going to start my video off and say the things that I have to say, disclaimer, this is for educational purposes. Thank you for the crown, baby. I'll start saying that at the beginning of the video. And maybe I'll say it throughout the video. This is for educational purposes. This is for educational purposes. Okay, babies, I'm going to get off here now. I'm just going to check to see how to get off here. How do I get off here? Okay, wait, oh, damn. There's rankings, mute accounts, blocked accounts. Okay. Is this it?